Hello everyone and welcome to PendulumEdu, and here in this session for vocabulary we are here to discuss an article with you and give you vocabulary words from that article. Now here we are going to explain you the entire article completely, and we're going to discuss those words which are important for any competitive exam that you offer, whether it's banking, SSC, defense or civil service examination. So let's begin with today's article, and the article for today heads as Tenuous tack on RBI holding interest rates. Now there has been an announcement of RBI was tapping, or you can say it's holding the interest rate. There's a tenuous tack. Tenuous is an adjective which means slight, like a bit, not much, but we say na tuch, like a bit. So there's something suspicious, something dubious probably when it comes to RBI rumors, or you can say statements that are coming up pertaining to the interest rates. The MPC's policy of prioritizing growth over price stability is clearly fraught with risks. Fraught here has been used as again a verb, you can say. Is clearly fraught with risk, that is to be full of, bhara hua. So when something is full of something, at that moment I would say it's fraught with risk or fraught with challenges, like stressed with something that is full of, alongside I would say along with that there's some sort of stress or tension that you have. So the policy that has come up, MPC's policy of prioritizing growth over the price stability, is something that is definitely full of risks. It comes with a lot many risks, because if we are willing to compromise over price stability, then the market can shun. There will be disbalances, there will be imbalances in terms of income of particular sections of the society. All right, so if we are just focusing on growth of our economy and compromising on other things, then definitely there are risks associated. Friday's decision by the Monetary Policy Committee of the RBI, that is Reserve Bank of India, to maintain status quo on benchmark interest rate. Status quo, that is the present state. Okay, हिंदी में हम कहते हैं यथास्थिति. Status quo is a noun. So it has asked to maintain status quo on benchmark interest rates and continue with an accommodative policy stance, that is situation. Okay, so it is asked to continue with the policy that is there as of now, with the interest rates that we're bearing as of now, as long as necessary, has been widely welcomed as being pro-growth. So this has been welcomed, this has been well accepted until now. If you see, then there are things that are happening. With the MPC noting that the signs of economic recovery were still far from broad-based, the panel asserted, that is stated, it's a verb, okay, कहना किसी बात को, that it was incumbent on policymakers. Incumbent, that is that comes as a, that becomes a responsibility, something that is important, okay, जो कि ज़रूरी है, जो कि महत्वपूर्ण है. So incumbent on policymakers to support a durable rebound. Now we all know that at the present moment the recovery of our economy might take a longer span of time, and this is quite obvious and all of us are aware of it. So what the writer has stated, it has stated that it has become incumbent for the policymakers. It is the responsibility of the policymakers to support a durable rebound. They have to come up with a solution or policies or schemes which can stay for a longer span of time and which can help in a quick rebound or recovery. Okay. The embassy also flagged its expectation that inflation would continue to remain elevated, that is rising, that is up, through the coming months to average 6.3%, well above 6% upper bound of its target range through the second half of the current fiscal. So this is the expectation or anticipation that you can guess that the government or MPC has come up with this thing. It says that there is a chance, there is a possibility that there will be an average 6.3% of the inflation rise, or charge, that's the target range that was 6%, it would be 6.3%. Moving ahead, it has also been stated that the RBI, which in October estimated a retail inflation to range between 4.5% and 5.4% in the 6-month period, has in just 2 months raised its projection for price gains by at least close to 1 percentage point. Now, it has been stated about October month that there was an expected inflation to range between 4.5 to 5.4. That is for October month. Okay, and this was for the 6-month period. But just in 2 months, it has raised its projections for price gains by at least 1% point in 2 months. 1% point each. Seen in this light, like to be observed, the MPC's decision shows that the RBI is clearly prioritizing growth over price stability now. So, seeing all this, like what is happening, so through this, one can observe and note that the growth of the economy is taken to be the prime focus or the primacy, and other things are being compromised. While the compulsion to ensure that monetary policy remains broadly supportive of an economy that is in recession as a fallout of the COVID-19 pandemic and accompanying lockdowns is understandable. If you see here, it says monetary policy being supportive. It ensures, it makes sure, okay, I'm going to write it here. Ensure is to make sure. So, remains broadly supportive in our economy that is in a recession as a fallout of the COVID-19. Fallout. It's a noun. Ensure is a verb, okay? Fallout is a noun, which means to bear impact of something, that is impact of something, or kind of you can say an issue or trouble. हिंदी में हम कहते हैं विवाद, okay? और किसी चीज का impact, that is प्रभाव. So किसी चीज के impact से if you're facing trouble, कोई मुसीबत में पड़ गए, that's a fallout. So the fallout of the COVID-19 pandemic, इसका impact की वजह से पूरी economy trouble में है. So, as a fallout of the COVID-19 pandemic and accompanying lockdowns is understandable. The writer says that this is okay. This we understand that there is a recession because of COVID-19's impact and everything. That's understandable. The rate setting panel's readiness to shrug off both persistently high inflation and its own outlook on price is cause for concern. Shrug off, that is ignore. Okay, it's a phrase that means ignore, nakarna. So कहते हैं that it's fine that things are wrong, there is a negative impact of COVID-19 pandemic, it's understandable. But amid all this, if government or the policy makers or the panel that is setting the rate is readily, or it's apparently shrugging off, it's ignoring the inflation rate, increasing inflation, and the price stability. If that's ignored, then it's a big concern to keep note of. Recent increases in the prices of iron ore, steel, and transportation fuels also add to the worries that cost pressures are continuing to accumulate at a time when the economy is still well underwater. So we are still in trouble. There is nothing that we have come out of. Okay, the things are in I would say in a dubious state, but yet if you see that the rates of, let's say, whether it's transportation fuel, whether it's steel, iron ore, all of this is touching heights. So the point that we come we get stuck at is that amid all this that is happening, why is the policy making a panel or the policy makers just focusing on growth instead of balancing things? So that's a big question and a big cause of concern, as the writer has stated already here. Moving ahead, it has also been stated the RBI has also surprisingly raised its GDP forecast for the full year. The central bank now expects the economy to shrink by only 7.5% in the 12 months ending in March, a full 2% points shallower than the 9.5 contraction it had projected in October. So these are the point or the facts or the numbers that are given to make sure, to ensure that the detail or the information that's given is substantial and it's true to the best of it. The forecast, it's a noun, which means the prediction. किसी चीज का आभास या कहते हैं ना भविष्यवाणी, is predicated on a return to growth of 0.1% in quarter 3 and 0.07% in quarter 4. It's predicated, that is, it's based on. Okay, किसी चीज पर एक तरीके से निर्भर होना या उस चीज से प्रभावित होना. It is this ostensibly sanguine outlook. Now, ostensibly means apparently. कहते हैं ना जाहिर तौर पर. Okay, it's an adverb. और sanguine जो है उसका मतलब होता है ऑप्टिमिस्टिक. एडजेक्टिव है सैंगाइन, जिसको हम हिंदी में कहते हैं आशावादी. सैंगाइन को ओके. सो वो कह रहे हैं इट इज दिस ostensibly sanguine outlook on the economy that is hard to square with the RBI stand according primacy to growth. Primacy is noun. Okay, primacy is noun, which Hindi we term it as pradhanta, like the importance of something. Okay, the sole importance of something, that is primacy. So it is saying it is this ostensibly sanguine, that this is apparently a positive outlook that we can have of growth, giving importance or major importance to growth over price stability. And this is hard to match up with this thing that we are trying to give growth more importance than price stability. And if you see that the forecast is at 0.1% in quarter 3 to 0.7% in quarter 4, this is the anticipation. And if that's the case, then why are we working more towards growth instead of price stability? That's again a question. This is the only question that has been repetitively asked. With the central bank prognosticating, okay, I'm going to wipe off the screen and explain it to you again. So prognosticating is a verb, okay, and prognosticate, I'm going to write it right here It means to predict or to foretell. फ्यूचर के बाद कहते हैं ना भविष्य बतलाना. That is prognosticate. So prognosticating that saves some possible continued softening in the prices of cereals and transient easing. Transient is an adjective, guys, which means temporary. For कुछ समय के लिए. Okay. So it says that सेंट्रल बैंक ने ऐसा सोचा है या ऐसा मान रहे हैं कि अगर वो कुछ हद तक जो प्राइसेस हैं सीरियल्स के और कुछ समय के लिए वेजिटेबल की कॉस्ट भी ईज हो जाएगी, अदर फूड प्राइसेस वुड परसिस्टेंटली रिमेन एट एलिवेटेड लेवल्स. The MPC policy approach is clearly fraught with risk. भाई अब आप मुझे एक बात बताइए, कुछ हद तक आपने वेजिटेबल की कॉस्ट कम हो जाएगी विंटर के समय. This is transient, this is temporary, there is no permanent solution to this. कुछ हद तक आपने cereals के prices जो हैं उनको minimalize कर दिया या ease कर दिया है. बट दूसरी चीज़ों का जो प्राइस रेट है वो तो हाई लेवल पर ही है. दैट इज एलिवेटेड. एलिवेटेड इज एन एडजेक्टिव विच मीन्स हाइटन्ड, increased. तो वो तो they are up, they are rising, वो तो बढ़े हुए ही हैं, तो उसका तो कोई सुधार नहीं है उसमें. So amid all this, it's obvious that MPC policy that is coming up, it is full of risk. There are things that cannot be ignored. By laying the onus on supply disruptions. Now, onus is a noun which means responsibility. कहते हैं ना दायित्व. In Hindi we term it as दायित्व. That is responsibility of a particular person. Or so by laying the onus on supply disruptions, if you are laying or if you are trying to transfer the responsibility that it is because of supply disruption there is problem when it comes to in supply, that is why the price stability is not there. Profiteering and taxes for the inflation spiral. If we are continuously playing the blame game for inflation, if you are blaming disrupt supply chain, profiteering and like the taxation system, then this is just a blame game that we are playing, and the RBI is abdicating its primary mandate. So RBI is ignoring, again overlooking the primary mandate, that is the court's order. Okay, generally it's like the RBI itself जो खुद का निर्णय था उसके ही against RBI अब बात कर रहा है, because obvious है it has to be to cover up the price stability in the economy to make the economy flourish smoothly, and every individual, every section of the society is smoothly moving ahead or prospering, right? So yes, I guess the article ends here. Yes, right, it does. And these were the words that I had to discuss with you guys today, and they're important words, beautiful words. As I always say, the vocabulary, it's English anyways, is beautiful. It's a beautiful language, though people find it funny at times, but it is beautiful. So you guys preparing for any exam, whether it's banking, SSC, railway, defense, civil services, guys, this is going to help you through like vocabulary. And our channel, definitely, if you haven't subscribed, do subscribe it right away, and do not forget to like and share the video as well. Thank you so much. I shall see you soon in the next session.